Hello and welcome to the Surf City Cereal Kitchen. Today I'm going to be making oatmeal cookies, but with a twist. I'm going to be using Surf City Cereal Muesli instead of oatmeal, so they're effectively going to be muesli cookies. I'm going to use Aptos Autumn muesli in my mix today, and it's September. It's kind of a fall feeling around here at the moment, so I think it's an appropriate muesli to use. This one has apricot, apples, date, pecans, pumpkin seeds, cinnamon and allspice in it, so hopefully it'll have kind of end up with a nice fall flavour in it. So I'm starting off in my bowl with 3/4 cup of butter, which is softened, and to that I'm going to add a cup of soft brown sugar. I've actually added a teaspoon of cinnamon on the top of this as well, which is in the recipe, and it just seemed easier to stick it in that way. So I'm going to stick it in my bowl and mix that up. Of course, the thing I should have said early on is get the oven on 350 degrees. My oven runs a bit hot, so I'm putting it at 325. Get that on ahead of time. Next, I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla essence. And next, I'm going to add in a 3/4 cup of plain flour, which also has in this little dish here, I don't know if you can see, a little bit of salt. I think there's a half a teaspoon and a half teaspoon of baking powder. Okay, next I'm going to add in my muesli, which is usually where the oatmeal would come in. I'm going to add 3 cups. So there's 1 cup. Also going to jiggle this bag around a bit. All the little bits tend to sink to the bottom, so I want to make sure that the muesli is nicely mixed. 2. Smells pretty good. 3. And just for good measure, I'm going to throw in a cup of chocolate chips. I've just got a mix here of dark and white chocolate chips. Okay, I'm going to mix the rest of that by hand because it's getting a little bit thick. So these are kind of probably going to end up tasting a little bit like a kind of a trail cookie because of the pumpkin seeds in here, apples, apricots, pecan pieces. Now, of course, it's got the chocolate chips in there as well, and the grains from the muesli. Okay. So I have a baking tray here with parchment paper on it. You can do large or small cookies, it's up to you. I'm going to just use a spoon here to measure out some amounts. You could use an ice cream scoop though, if you have one. Actually, I should probably start to make these a bit smaller. I fancy they're getting bigger as I go along, but that's because I'm thinking about eating them. So the cookies are laid out on a sheet now. In fact, I've got a couple of sheets here from cookies. I made quite a few, so I'm going to get them in the oven now. So we're looking at 12 to 15 minutes for the cookies. What you're really looking for is that the edges are kind of golden, but the middles are still sort of chewy and soft because they will harden up once you get them out of the oven. So now we just need to wait for them to cook. So the cookies are out of the oven and they're on a cooling rack. They've been there for a couple of minutes, so I think they're cool enough now to eat them. I've made myself a cup of tea. I'm going to put a few of these on a plate. Other ingredients that are in the muesli that I didn't mention before are chia seeds and flax seeds and coconut. So I'm really hoping that these are going to taste pretty nice. So here we go, ready for their close-up. Hey! Well, does it taste all right?
Mm-hmm. Very good.
That's really nice. Okay, Surf City Cereal, muesli cookies.